It's showtime. We are live. Hello, hello. This is Chala Dinkoy, the repositioning expert CEO and founder. I am so happy to have yet another amazing B2B CEO with us today, John Livesay. We first met when he interviewed me on his coveted podcast, and he had to vet me first, and then he let me in, and we are now fast friends. John, welcome.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you for coming. So tell us who you are and who you help.
You know how so many salespeople, especially in big companies, struggle to not be seen as just another vendor, and they're struggling to just deal with pricing all the time. Well, I'm known as the pitch whisperer. Ooh. And those companies bring me in for their virtual keynotes, annual speeches now, and train their salespeople on how to turn these boring case studies into compelling case stories. And what they find is whoever tells the best story is the one that is memorable and gets the sale.
Yeah. And one of the things that I loved about you was I said, you do what I do. Oh my God, here's another human being who thinks like me. I've never met anyone like you. And I even said that on your show. I said, I've never met anyone like me. And it's so wonderful because we share the same common viewpoint about what gets the message across. So talk to me about a client that you help with an expensive problem.
Sure. Well, I recently worked with a high-tech healthcare company. Olympus Camera Company has a medical division, and those salespeople have to convince doctors and hospitals to spend $50,000 or more on their equipment that they have in the operating rooms. And they were going in and saying things like, our equipment is 30% faster than the competition. And I said, there's no story there. There's no emotional hook. I said, what does that even mean? What's the normal surgery length? Well, 2.5 hours. So do the math. 30% faster is 1.5 hours. Okay, great. So here's your story. Imagine how happy Dr. Higgins was at Long Beach Memorial when he could go out to the patient's family in the waiting room where every minute feels like an hour and tell them their loved one is going to make it. That just made the doctor's life so much happier. He went to medical school for those kinds of moments. That's why he became a doctor. And so you can see, telling that story to another doctor, they think, oh my God, I want to go on that journey. And if your equipment lets me have those moments with a patient's family, that's why I want to work with your company and get your equipment. It's not about how it works or any of that stuff. And we tug at people's heartstrings, they open their purse strings.
That's amazing. And I love how you just turned it around into something tangible instead of just statistics.
Right.
And, I love statistics, but the way you did it was so powerful because emotion sells, right? We all know that emotion sells.
I have another example if you want.
Yes, please.
So I was working with an architecture firm, and it was between them and 2 other firms who was going to get to renovate this airport. And it was $1 billion at stake, whoever was going to win. And they were invited in and they said, look, we're going to hire the people that we like the most because you could all do the job or you wouldn't be in the final 3. And they said, get John in here. What? How do we work on our likability factor? We don't even know what that is. So we turned, again, a case study, which they had some great before and after pictures of another airport, but no story. So here's the story that caused them to win this $1 billion airport renovation. 2 years ago, JetBlue hired us to come in and redo the airport terminal at JFK. One of the challenges we faced during that 3-year process was we had to rip up all the floors in the airport and get them fixed between 9 at night and 9 in the morning so the stores could open on time. We had all our vendors on call in case something went wrong. And sure enough, at 2 in the morning, a fuse blew. We had that vendor there in 20 minutes, fixed it. And at 8:59, the last tile went down and all the stores opened on time. And now, a year later, sales are up 15% because we've designed a place that pulls people in and they spend more time shopping.
Very nice. It's so visual what you're describing. And it's obviously on purpose.
Well, and the better you describe the problem, the better people think you have their solution. Right. And the corporate speak is typically, we use critical thinking to anticipate problems. That's boring and it doesn't mean anything. But when you show it in the story and a little bit of drama, like at 8:59, the last tile went down. So that's how you tell case stories that get you to win new business, whether you're a small entrepreneur or a big company.
John, do you have any drama training?
I do.
I suspect you do. Tell me about that.
Well, I learned how to do improv. In fact, it's so funny. Anthem Insurance was evaluated. We have to sell ourselves as speakers, and it's typically between us and one or two other speakers. And then we get in front of people to teach them how to do the same thing. And Anthem said, we're looking, at another speaker, obviously besides you. And I asked this one question that I said, well, what else is happening in the day after the speaker? Well, we're going to do an improv session and throw out objections from the audience, and people are going to role play playing the doctor and some of the Anthem people. And I said, what if I stayed on stage and would whisper in somebody's ear some tips from my keynote talk if they got stuck during the improv?
Wow.
I said, oh God, we never even thought of that. And when I did it, because improv is all about yes and, don't stop the process, and you don't become a deer in headlights when someone throws you an objection. And so I whispered in someone's ear, and then later they said, oh, could you be in my ear all the time? You really are the whisperer. Yes. So that's an example of how theater training can help you in your sales career.
Oh, I can tell. I mean, I'm not theater trained, but I did have a speech coach for TV, and he was trained in Hollywood, and it's all about what you're doing. So I am so glad that you've signed up just to support me for my boot camp. And I'm so grateful that you pushed it out to all your people. And so is there any content that you think I should have in there as a bonus that would help a lot of people that you meet around their elevator pitch?
Well, I can tell you that a lot of people will say this to you. Oh, I get butterflies in my stomach when I have to pitch, whether it's casual elevator pitch at a cocktail party, or let alone pitching to get new business. So if you could help people with what to do with those butterflies in their stomach, I think that would be really valuable content.
Thank you. Nobody has said that. Nobody. It was all about, other little itty bitty things, but you're talking, because I could give them the perfect elevator pitch formula, but then what happens if they screw it up because they're going to throw up?
Exactly.
So, and by the way, this is the bootcamp we're talking about, guys. Register below, repositioner.com/bootcamp. Now, how do people reach you, John?
Well, I have a free gift for everybody. If they take out their phone and text the word pitch, PITCH, that you see there, to that number, 66866, you get a free ebook from me on some of my top storytelling secrets. And then if anybody's interested in exploring how to become a storyteller for your career, because Plato said storytellers rule the world. Guess what? It's just as true then as it is now. My online course is at johnlivesay.com/sales. And you can start to see, if you're tired of coming in second place, or you want to figure out why your sales cycle is taking so long to close, or if you just want to be seen as a welcome guest instead of an annoying pest, this course is for you.
I love it. I love everything this man is saying. You guys go check him out. And I am so happy that you stopped by. Do you have any last advice for us for Elevator Pitch Bootcamp?
I would say that, remember, the key to success, Arthur Ashe, the famous tennis pro, said this: the key to success is confidence, and the key to confidence is preparation.
Yeah.
So get into this course so you can prepare an elevator pitch and be comfortable, and you'll go from stumbling through it to soaring through it. And more importantly, you'll go from boring people to inspiring them to want to work with you.
Yeah. Thank you so much for coming, John.
My pleasure. Great to be with you.
All the best.